Good morning. We are here with Marie-Ange Debon, that since last year covers the position of Keolis Group Executive Chairwoman. So good morning, Ms. Debon, and thanks for the opportunity of having you here today.
Good morning. Thank you for this introduction. Pleased to be with you.
Thank you. Ms. Debon, it is a common feeling that the pandemic has changed the pattern of mobility around the world, especially in the big cities. So from Keolis Group Observatory Deck, is the COVID earthquake leading to long-term changes in public transport organization?
I would say that, of course, an impact will take place, but on the other hand, I'm pretty sure that shared mobility, which is our business, is really the answer to the big challenges that the world is facing. I'm talking about the environmental, social, economic challenges. So this industry, the shared mobility, is the only industry which could offer reduction of emissions, creation of jobs, local jobs in particular, help some territories to be more open. So even if at the moment we have a decrease in ridership, if we manage properly our activities, I'm very confident that ridership will come back to the same level as before. And in addition, with the support of public authorities, shared mobility will be a good answer to all the challenges that we are facing.
Now, these days we are kind of a turning point of 2021. So which signs of recovery are you observing from the sector, and also regarding your group's activities, please?
I see a lot of signs of recovery. It depends on the country. If we look at countries such as China, we are already back to the level of ridership that we used to have before the COVID. So we are at 100%. And then if you look at the various countries where we are in Europe or in Australia or in the US, we are making progress every week, depending also how the curfew or the lockdown is managed by the public authorities. But week after week, we have an improvement in ridership, and people are back with their social life, with sports, leisures, and so on. And the shared mobility we offer is progressing this way. So I'm very confident on the fact that by the end of the year, we should be at a very high level of ridership. And maybe next year, I'm quite confident that we will not have any more effect or impact of the COVID on the level of ridership.
Okay, thank you. I would ask you to put a look on Europe and one on the US. So the Biden administration and the EU have launched very ambitious plans addressed at the transitioning to a kind of a fossil-free society. So which are your expectations regarding the strengthening of public transport and accelerating also the topic of energy transition?
We see an acceleration on this topic of energy transition. We announced this week 2 new contracts, one in Sweden and one in Australia. Australia, it's a contract for buses, including 125 electric buses in Sydney. It's a new change also in Australia. In Sweden, we announced a contract in Uppsala with alternative energies. I can see, and I would say for the past 6 months, I have really seen an acceleration. Sometimes some public authorities, some PTA were hesitating, but now they are asking more and more for electric buses because they believe that the health topic is a key priority for passengers, and they want to be part of this energy transition and fight against the climate change. So the fleet is moving towards alternative energy and electric, in an accelerated way in many countries, even in countries where potentially we were not expecting that a few months ago. And the fact that you have a significant plans such as the Biden plan in the US will help the local authorities to finance, to monitor their transition. So it's going to help the acceleration as well. So it is both the awareness or the willingness to have health as a priority, to be sure that the risk of contamination is low, the risk of emission is lower. So that's one aspect. And the second one is the new financings which are put in place by some state or some public authorities.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. To conclude, focusing on the topic of energy transition, may you maybe outline which is the experience developed by your group, by Keolis Group in this regard, please?
Keolis deployed also in the Netherlands 6 months ago the biggest fleet in electric buses in Europe. So you see that our commitment is very high. I think we want to position ourselves as the expert, the leader expert to our client, to help them to move towards the energy transition. That's one of our priority as part of the strategic plan of the company. We operate also, metro and tram, which are also electrified mode of public transport. So pushing the idea that shared mobility and inclusive mobility is a priority in all the public policy is really the action plan that we are taking at the moment to help the turnaround of many countries from a social and economic point of view.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Debon. It was a pleasure to talk with you today.
No, thank you very much, Ricardo.